All right, I want to rev myself up into overdrive mode. Let's do this. On May 3rd, 2018, 22-year-old Nik stumbles across a post on Reddit. It stated that anyone who is interested in becoming part of a video game podcast should contact a man known as 2x Tyler. In reality, it was actually Tycho 2000, but he changed it later, I think. People from all walks of life and all levels of experience were invited. This is the story of a birth of Casual Master Quest. Greetings.
Hi, is this, 2x Tyler?
Why, yes it is. How may I be of service?
Well, I came across your ad the other day looking for some people to start a show with. I just want to let you know I'm interested in coming on board.
Oh, sweet. I just got a couple questions here for you. Let's see. Well, there's really only one question. What kind of games do you play?
Oh, I play quite a few, mostly on PC, mainly shooters. Destiny 2 is my main jam right now. Other shooters like Overwatch and Titanfall 2, which I really love. I really like colony, like management games like Stardew Valley and RimWorld.
Oh, RimWorld.
What?
What?
Okay. RPGs like The Witcher 3 and Skyrim and many more, really.
Well, Nik.
Actually, it's Nickel.
Not Nikolai?
No, just Nickel, like you pronounce the coin.
Nicholas?
Just Nickel.
Penny, dime.
And nickel.
Sure. Have you done anything like this before?
No, never.
Perfect. Pardon me.
Wait, how the fuck did you find me?
Not important, okay? All right, I'm just gonna need you to sign here, initial here, in here. All right, welcome aboard. Welcome to Master Quest?
Master Quest?
The name of our show. Ladies and gentlemen, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Master Quest is a remake of Ocarina of Time, originally scheduled for the release as an expansion for Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo 64DD.
Due to the failure of the disk drive, the expansion was never released on it. The game was turned into a standalone game and released on February 2003 on the same disc as an enhanced and emulated port of Ocarina of Time.
But isn't Master Quest a little too on the nose in regards to your love for the Legend of Zelda series? I mean, I haven't even played any of them. It just feels a little too intense.
You have a point there. Interesting. What do you suggest then? Huh?
I mean, we need something that'll give us an edge and make us sound cool with the kids, you know? What about, Radical Quest?
And that is why the FBI has been listening to us ever since.
Heavy sweat. So, something like Master Quest, but not as extreme as Radical Quest, but also something that portrays how chill we are. This is a toughie.
I got it. Are you ready for this, Tyler?
You said my name for the first time. This is the first time since we met in person. You said my name for the first time. Oh yeah, hit me.
Casual Master Quest.
What's up? This is Cam, and I was there too, making sure everyone remembers about the PlayStation Vita and the Wii U. Smooches, love you all.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Casual Master Quest. It is episode 50. It is going to be a special one today, just for you, ladies and gentlemen. We are celebrating something magical, fantastic, some other adjective I'm going to pull out of my ass. Don't worry about it, but don't worry about me. Over in the corner, I have my podcast partner, Nik. Nik, look alive, buddy. How you doing in this time of day?
It is way too early, but I'm doing good. Better than I was expecting. It is 9:10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time.
How often are you awake during this time?
Well, usually never. but surprisingly quite a bit these past 2 weeks since school started, because I do have some more morning-oriented classes now. Like the last semester, most of my classes started, I think the earliest it started was at 10:30, and then most of them started after 12. This time, most of them start at 9:30.
Man, pour one out for anybody that has to get up in the AM, because we've all done it. We've all experienced it. It sucks. Honestly, I feel like that shift should die. But I don't run consumerism, and I don't think you do either, so fuck it, let's keep going. It is our first year anniversary, Nick. Holy fuck.
We made it.
We did it. We survived. Holy shit. We held each other's hands on the edge of the Titanic, but the ship didn't sink for some reason.
No, we got through. We went through a bunch of different changes.
Yeah, we went through trials and tribulations, and by God, no one canceled the show. That's weird.
Yeah, especially with how rampant cancel culture is right now. None of that affected us.
Rampant cancel culture. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's when like you have like a celebrity or somebody who does something and then they get canceled. So more specifically, the most recent example is James Charles, makeup YouTuber who had some sexual harassment allegations thrown against him. And so now he's been canceled by the internet.
Damn, that's rough. Yeah. That's rough. Thankfully, to give a different example, Mr. Jim Cummings, who you probably know for the voice actor of Pete from Goof Troop, or anytime Pete from any Disney-related movie comes up. I also know him as one of the characters from World of Warcraft. He's a very big and popular voice actor with a beautiful British accent. He was fighting off some court allegations against from his ex-wife about sexual assault, but he was completely cleared of any guilt for that, and he didn't have to cancel anything or get canceled.
Good.
So good job, Jim Cummings. We still love you.
But yeah, no, episode 50. I can't believe it's already been a year.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like it.
It does for me.
Does it?
Yes, I can. Man, if only I could just go through all the times that we spent talking together, because it wasn't in a recorded fashion. But holy shit, man, holy shit! So many hours we spent together just talking about video games and all the likes.
All right,
usually not video games.
I mean, let's say on average each episode's about 2 hours. That's 100 hours of recorded, that we know of, at least recorded material.
True. Plus, we got a couple of bonus episodes. We have some stuff that's in rough draft still. We have stuff that we had to cancel out. Plus, we have a couple of games that we played together, I think, that might have got streamed. I'm not sure. Did we stream Dead Space 3?
Yes, we did.
Okay, that's more shit. Oh my god. We did Dead Space 3.
We did some Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
A little bit of Fortnite.
I'm still scared to play Sea of Thieves with you. You're too good, son. Too good. Oh,
I don't think it's about me being good. I think it's just maybe about some of the ethical decisions I make while I'm a pirate.
Do we have to celebrate our 1 year anniversary by
No, I'm not starting an argument. I'm just clarifying.
No, you're trying to finish the beating of the dead horse.
I'm just gonna leave it be. Like we just don't agree on certain ethical decisions. We both
just bring out all the key points. Why don't you? Yes, thank you. Dude, should I get the outline out? Adjust my glasses. All right. Why the fuck did we argue about Nick's erratic behavior and Sea of Thieves? And it's like, was it justified? Was it morally intrinsic? We don't know, because we have different viewpoints and it's subjective.
Yep.
Whatever, dude. Get good. Whatever. Okay. So, Nick, what's been going on in your week, dude?
School's in full swing. I'm taking a bunch of interesting. I'm taking 3 courses. One's an animation course, which I have no interest in, but I had to take it. I have no choice. I'm taking a writing course where I have to write a 3,000 word essay and make a portfolio by the end of the course. And then I'm taking a role playing class, which I think is the more interesting of them. It's called. It's a teaching style called Reacting to the Past. So our first game is based on the French Revolution, and so we have to learn the history and the different characters and the politics and the religion of the French Revolution leading up to July 1st, 1790, and from then on, that's when we're assigned characters, and anything can happen. So we're not reenacting, so it doesn't matter what happens after that date, like in real life. Anything can happen in the game. So that's why we have to learn everything before.
Can I give you a fun fact?
Yeah.
So during the French Revolution, a lot of royals were executed or otherwise removed from power. And these chefs were left without a job because they were the royal chefs. They cooked for, the royalty. And they had no one to cook to.
Right.
So what those chefs ended up doing were teaming together and building up their own buildings to serve to the locals. And since they had magnificent skills and they only charged, so much, the commons could enjoy the taste of kings. And that is how the origin of restaurants came to be.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, reading through some of the texts that we've been assigned, because a lot of this is coming out of Enlightenment thinkers, Renaissance thinkers. So we've got one of my favorite people that I've read so far is a guy called Voltaire. And he's really just talking about how the lack of separation between church and state is really what's causing a lot of problems. And really talks about the liberty and the kind of struggles that the people in France went through at that time. So it's pretty interesting. We haven't been assigned characters yet, save for two people, Lafayette and King Louis XVI. They've already been assigned. And then we're actually going to get assigned into the different factions. We've got the conservatives, the Foyons, they're like the middle, and then you've got the Jacobins. They're the liberals, but the Jacobins are more radical. Then you've got the city section leaders, so the different leaders from the different parts of France. They're also going to be a faction. And then you've got the indeterminates, who are people in power but are not pledged to any faction. So the factions are going to be vying to attract them to their side. And rightfully so. I put in a word with my professor that I wanted to be somebody of a more chaotic, neutral persuasion.
What gave you the taste for that, Nick?
I think it all began in Sea of Thieves, really, when we think about it. And then I kind of allowed that to build up in when we did our D&D campaign. Kind of me just doing kind of whatever I needed to for myself, as long as the interests of the group aligned with my own interests.
Sounds cathartic at this point. I just want to roleplay and do whatever the fuck I want.
Pretty much.
Do you think you would roleplay in Sea of Thieves next time you played?
I mean, the only issue with that is I can't do like the voice or the accent, but I wouldn't mind roleplaying as like I could. Well, now that I know the history of France to some extent, I could roleplay as a French officer on turned pirate in Sea of Thieves.
Did you hear about the fishing update that came with Sea of Thieves?
I know there's a bunch of big updates. I haven't gone back to it in a little bit. You've got the arena, the fishing update. I want to check it out soon.
Yeah, the idea that I can just cast a pole off the side of my boat and just go fishing instead of killing other people actually sounded appealing. Except for the fact that they would, could come up to you and kill you while you're trying to go fishing. But besides the point, I suppose.
Pretty much, yeah. But yeah, that's cool. The next, so we're going to be playing two games. How it runs is once we get assigned our characters, each character has a role sheet, and each character has individual winning objectives, and also faction winning objectives, if they're part of a faction. And then we run the game sessions basically, and our prof, who's the game master, will just kind of be sitting at the back observing, handing us notes for little prompts every now and then, announcing events that happen. And we get marked based on speeches that we have to give, because we'll be participating in the National Assembly. And we'd also have to be put out newspaper articles. So those are what we're going to get marked in. So regardless of whether we win or lose the game, that won't affect the grade, but that's part of the fun of it. So that's the first game, and the second game is called Greenwich Village, and it's based on, I think, states in the 50s, or at least New York, as far as I understand, where we've got the beatniks, and we've got two other groups, the women's suffrage movement and the labor movement.
What about the civil rights movement? I guess that's technically not until later, but...
I don't remember if it's the 50s, maybe 30s, but it's around there. I don't know about the civil rights. I was just told about those three factions.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Very fair. Not exactly the proudest time of the United States, if there was any, but sure, yes. Hey, it's been 10 years since we won a war, so, we did pretty good.
Sure. Yeah, sure. But beyond that...
advocated for all the bullshit that we did. I can't believe I'm self-shaming my ancestors, but let's be real. Americans' history is kind of fucked up when you really break it down.
I will agree with whatever you're saying.
I know, right? I got the American card. I'm allowed to say that shit, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
But beyond that, I've just been getting used to school. It's been a busy week. I've been doing a lot of adulting.
Yes, you have. You've did a lot of things. I think you paid a bill or something?
Paid my tuition, got my teeth cleaned, got my winter tires changed off, got my all seasons put on, got my car serviced. I filed a dispute against my previous management company, the rental management company, because they still haven't given me my security deposit, which they've claimed every fucking week that it's in the fucking mail, but it's not been in the mail. So they're liable to up to double the original deposit.
And
all they had to do was put in the mail a check for $340. Now they're liable to up to $1,200.
Jeez.
How fucking stupid are you?
I'm very stupid, okay? You were fucking talking about your apartment thing, but why would you have to bring that one at me, Nick? You want to fucking fight? Fucking stupid. Could I remind you of the questions that you totally got slaughtered in the Nick Switch initiative? Telling me
Sure.
I'm fucking stupid. I'll fight you.
Bring them up. Where are they at?
Where are they at? Oh, boy.
No, please, Tyler, I apologize. Let's not do that ever again. Thank you.
Okay. How many levels are there in the Master Sword Trials in Breath of the Wild?
I'm pretty sure it's 70 or something.
70? Jesus Christ.
Or 50? I don't know.
I don't know either. I forgot.
It's a lot. I know that much.
Okay. Sure.
Because there's 3 stages. You've got the easy, the medium, and like the hard.
Yeah,
and
I think it's 45, 15 each.
Sure. That sounds correct too.
I mean, I sound convincing, don't I?
Yeah. But and then it's my birthday.
Oh, it's
soon.
your birthday. So
not today,
it's
not right now. Soon.
A happy birthday, Nick.
Thank you very much, Tyler.
It's my birthday. It's your birthday.
And I'm going to. So as we're recording this, it is Saturday, the 18th of May. I will be heading to Seattle right after this. Spend the weekend with my cousin.
Aww.
Yeah. So some family time will be nice. Get really fucking hammered, shit faced.
Buy some vape juice, please, for the love of fucking God.
It's not. It's the price difference is not that big in Washington.
How much would vape juice be there in American dollars then?
Or
Canadian dollars?
A bottle of juice was 20 US.
Yeah, but that's like 28 to I think 30 Canadian, where I paid a full 40.
Yeah, but you got 100 mil. I'm talking about 60 mils.
Why would you change that part of the denomination if we're trying to make work with my case here?
I that didn't work in my brain. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. I'm just saying vape juice is incredibly expensive in Canada if that's the average cost of the shit there. It was over the top.
No, the average is 24 for 60 mil.
That is still very expensive considering I was able to get 100 mil for, I'm guessing, between 18 and 20 Canadian dollars.
Yeah, because an online store doesn't have to pay tax or rent.
I mean, they have to pay tax.
Not as much as you would have to pay for a physical store, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Canadian also has incredible tax hikes.
Yeah, our current tax is 12%. And tobacco products, I believe, are taxed 60% more or something.
Jeez.
Or nicotine products, yeah.
Still ridiculous. Also, as Brandon probably pointed out, I wonder if that vape juice came from the U.S.
Oh, yeah. No, all premium juice comes from the U.S. That's why it's also expensive.
True. It would make sense that... Would it technically be called the tariff, or would it just be... what would you call that? An import tax, I guess?
I guess. I mean, it depends on the wholesaler too, right? How much they'd have to buy and how much they'd have to charge to make a profit of it. But the guys at the store I took you to, they still are not taking any money away. They're still just breaking even, and they've been open now for 2 years.
All right. Yeah. Fair enough. Nick in the chat says duty, taxes, and tariffs. All right. I guess... Would that count the same then for gasoline then? Do you think, does Canada get their own supply of gas, or do they get it imported through the U.S.?
I'm pretty sure we have our own supply of gas.
Okay. Yeah. But it's just bringing up the whole, how expensive gas is. I mean, I would say that would make sense, but it's not that crazy high over in, like, for example, Detroit or other big cities, as far as I'm ever been aware.
I'm pretty sure the oil comes from Alberta because there's oil fields there, sand oil sands. Yeah.
Nick is also pointing out that there's oil drilling in Alaska, even though Alaska's not that close. I'm just saying, also U.S., but possible. I don't know. I guess we're touching on topics that neither of us really are informed on. But if you know where Canada gets their oil, especially over in the Vancouver region, you can contact us at casualmasterquest@gmail.com and be the third person to send us a message in the year.
But yeah, no, that's really it for me. School, Seattle.
Probably should check that, actually.
We probably should. Tyler, how's your week been?
You know what? Not a whole lot's been happening, but I had a good chance to catch up on a lot of Netflix stuff I can give recommendations to, so I guess that's where I'm going to do it right here, baby. So, first thing is She-Ra and the Princesses of Light, I believe it's called, got an update of 6 or 7 episodes. And I was kind of iffy about the animation of season 1, but I feel like they did a little bit better in season 2, and I'm not going to pick any more letters. It's a pretty good continuation of the series, and it fills the storyline a little bit better. The only thing that pissed me off is they did half a season versus a full season. I'm not sure what the reason of that, and that seems kind of ominous, and it just kind of left it on a complete cliffhanger. So It's like, I want to watch more, but it's like, did they only do 6 episodes for a reason? Did they get canceled culture or something like that? I don't know. I managed to watch a lot of anime with Sword Art Online being the big thing. I got to watch the first 2 seasons, I believe. And then I watched the alternative anime called Gun Gale Online, which is also a good fucking show. Nick, I highly recommend Gun Gale Online to anybody that loves guns. And when I say Nick, I mean my America Nick over in the chat. Nicola, I'm not sure if it would be your thing, to be honest, but hey, prove me wrong, because man, having a character with that sweet P90, so nice. And lastly, I started watching a TV series on Netflix called Adam Ruins Everything, which is where I got that restaurant fact from, just out of the blue. And they've been really informative, and I highly recommend it. I really enjoyed it so far.
I'm pretty sure Adam Ruins Everything started off as a College Humor skit.
Seems right.
And then if they transition to like a TV show, that's kudos to them. They did a good job then. I enjoyed a lot of the stuff that they put out on YouTube. So I don't know what's the format now? Are they like longer episodes now, or?
They're 20-minute segments now.
Okay.
And so, it's your standard episode and all that stuff, but thankfully they put a lot of interesting humor into it, which would make sense with the whole college humor style. And the quality of it so far is above any expectations I would have for something like that. They did a very nice job with it. So unfortunately, I'm only on like episode 4 or 5 because I got home. Oh no, I had to start the weekend. I had to stop while watching a Netflix series. But hey, I got to learn about a lot of cool shit about American history, restaurants, giving in general. It was pretty cool.
Interestingly enough, if you have Canadian Netflix, Adam Ruins Everything is not on Netflix for you. So I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
I'm sorry, buddy. So. I'm sorry.
There's nothing anybody can do about it. Like,
still, that sucks. Get a VPN, Nick. I believe in you.
Nah.
No? Okay, fine.
Nah.
Whatever. Wait, you afraid it's gonna get taxed too much?
No,
you should have
lazy.
A Vancouver Tea Party. That fixes everything.
Fixes what?
The no representation without taxation. Wait, I mean the other way around. America.
I'm sorry. I'm happy paying my high taxes and not having to worry about $1,000 bill for spending 3 minutes on an ER bed.
You only think it's $1,000?
I'm lowballing, so.
I'm gonna say that's probably the ambulance ride, if we're gonna be honest here. You think I'm kidding? I'm not.
I know you're not. That's the sad part.
Man, there's been so many times where if I ever, I told myself, if I ever have to choose between drive myself to the hospital and taking the ambulance, you bet your ass, gun wound to the chest, I am driving. Throw myself into fucking drive and just floor it. And, a cop's behind me, I'll just go, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. There used to be an app on the phone where you could do the flashing red and blue lights. until I realized that's probably super illegal if you ever tried putting that in your car after activating on your phone. However, I thought it was funny when I put in an Impala during the time where it looked like it was an unmarked car. But I only did it once during a road trip, and I'll probably never do it again because I don't want to go to jail.
No, that doesn't sound fun.
No, it's highly frowned upon. Nick, what have you been playing this week?
I finally got around to playing Katana Zero, and I fucking love the game. Holy shit, I love the game so much. It's a lot shorter than I was expecting, though.
Really? You managed to finish it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Congrats.
Yeah, no.
Also, the fact you said it's shorter is actually scaring me because I love the shit out of it.
Well, it for the moment, it's shorter than expected. So, I streamed the big chunk of it, and you were there for most of it, I think, and you were there all the way till the end. So I think I did about 4 hours, close to 4 hours on the one stream. And then I did, I think, another 45 minutes on the second stream, like as I closed it off.
Yeah.
So
it ended fairly quickly after that.
Yeah, it ended fairly quickly after that.
Fuck.
So I would say I think there's like 4 or 5 hours to the entire game right now, but I still think it's worth the price tag. With how fluid the game is and just how many different ways you can go through each level. Without ruining any story, there's a level that opens up after you beat the game that has 4 or 5 different doors that at the moment you can't open them yet.
Shit.
And the
What's that
end
lead to DLC or?
So the end credits do say right at the very end it says to be continued. So I would imagine that either these are DLC. I mean, that's the only thing that could be DLC or free updates. So I think they really are, and it's one guy who did most of it. It is very much an indie, like it is very much a like in your house kind of like this one guy made most of it. He got a lot of people to help with the writing and the sound, but he made the one, I can't remember his name, but he made most of the game. And I'm pretty sure he's now interested in carrying it forward. So I'm excited to see what happens with Katana Zero after it comes out, after more of it comes out. But it is a fantastic game. It is very frustrating at times. There's the one level, Tyler, where it took me forever, and not because it was difficult, but only it took me a while.
You don't want to spoil it for me, do you?
No, I don't want to.
Thank you.
But beyond that, I've just been playing some Overwatch. I've been enjoying getting myself really toxic in competitive Overwatch because I've missed some of that toxicity from my life. But yeah, it's been a slow week for video games, mostly because I've been waking up early and taking care of a bunch of things. Hopefully I'll be able to do that, play more coming sometime soon. I still have to finish and find the last few shrines of Breath of the Wild. And I think, as a lot of people are right now, going through a kind of video game drought, like it's just kind of like, you know, there's really not much, and like I want something new, but I also don't want something new. I just want Pokemon Sword and Shield. That's my game for the year. That's all I'm waiting for.
I can't blame you. Unfortunately, you got a few months. I feel like an important game was actually coming out very, very soon, but I totally forgot what it was. Oh well. Okay. Anyways, I
don't know if you're being serious or not.
Oh no, there's a game that's supposed to come out this month that I totally forgot that I wanted to get, but then maybe it might have been Super Mario Maker 2 that got a Nintendo Direct for it, which is pretty cool because they announced that there is a 2-player version of that, which is something to look forward to. Shit. Nick, did you get any more chance to play Breath of the Wild?
No, I haven't, and I've been itching to. It's just it's one of those things now because I streamed and I'm like, I don't want to do it off stream, but I also don't want to do it on stream, so I'm going to sit here until I reach a decision.
But Nick, I want to watch you play. Nick, buddy, it's my birthday.
No, it's my birthday.
It's the podcast's birthday, so it's half my birthday too.
Okay, technically, you were charged a couple of days ago.
Very true. I was very upset about that actually because that was less money I could spend on keys for RuneScape. Oh, by the way,
I think Amanda would be happy to have that.
Since we're now splitting the cost half and half, partner, friend.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary. We'll be talking later.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. So over on my end, I got to play one game. Nick, can you guess what that game is?
Link to the Past.
I'll give you one hint. It starts with R and ends with Runescape.
Ocarina of Time.
Getting closer. I like it.
Roblox.
What?
Rocket League.
Oh, Rocket League. Okay. Yes, I played Rock. Kind of want to play Rocket League now.
Heroes of the Storm.
Wow. No, this game is not quite dead yet, but yes, I've been playing RuneScape 3, not old school, because much as I appreciate people who play old school for the nostalgia, those are for bums. And before I continue, I just want to give a quick announcement for anybody who owns Prime for Twitch and Amazon. You do get 1 month free right now to play old school RuneScape or RuneScape 3, your choice, because it's tied to the same account. You got separate characters for each, but you're able to play both of them. So if you do have Twitch Prime / Amazon Prime, jump on that if that's your thing. Now, if you really, really, really want to do that, go ahead. I'm not recommending it. I've been playing it a lot, but just because I shoot heroin doesn't mean I recommend anybody shooting heroin, because it just happens to be my drug of the month. Actually, it's been a couple of months, but that's besides the point. Also, out of the 27 skills right now, Nick, I have 25 of them at 99.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how far is hunting?
Hunting is done.
Oh, nice.
So, Nick, when I told you about this, I'm not even sure if it was on there, but I was telling you, man, hunting is going to be fucking terrible, especially because of the whole update that's going to make it super slow. I got to hurry up. I got to panic. I got a month and a half, man. There's no way I'm going to get 3 days later. But I had to do something terrible in order to do that, Nick. I had to do
Quests.
The quests were about 10 minutes long each.
Imagine playing an MMORPG and doing quests, dude. It's 2019.
They couldn't just hand it to me. I had to unlock stuff. And then I had to do the quest to unlock achievements. And doing the easy set achievements, it gives me an item. Like, basically each area has like a set of achievements you can do and whatnot. And completing those achievements, which they call tasks, you usually get an item that gives you a benefit in that area. In this case, it was a quiver that once I did the medium set of tasks, allowed me to do the hunting skill a lot more smoothly, because it negated the use of bait, which means I didn't have to make any trips. I could just sit there till the end of time.
Right.
And doing that, getting everything all set up, I started getting wild XP and I got Hunter down the chamber, which means I got 2 more skills left, Nick.
Which ones?
Not that you know or care about them, but for anybody that played RuneScape that ever tried to go for the Maxscape, I'm currently working on farming and rune crafting, which I personally believe is the slowest 2-level skills in the entire game, which makes sense why I would ignore them until the very end. Unfortunately, it's really, really fucking slow, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
Yes, you will.
Yeah, probably. A month and a half
you
later.
You probably will.
I'll be logging in every 8 hours, wake up at, 9 in the morning. I gotta do my tree run. I know I need sleep for the truck run, but I gotta do my tree run. I wonder if I can do my fruit tree run. Oh my fucking God. I didn't check my yaks to see if they turned from adolescence to adult.
Tyler, if you wanted to farm so bad, there's another game I would have suggested. There's another game Amanda would have suggested. You complained about this earlier in the week. You're like, I'm not going to touch it if I don't have pros running me through it, but you live with the pro.
Yes, I know I live with myself, Nick. What are you talking about here?
I'm talking about Stardew Valley, motherfucker.
Oh, man, Stardew Valley. Okay, a couple of questions. Do I get a 99 farming cape if I beat Stardew Valley?
Yes.
It's a cape with a little watering can on it?
Yes.
Nick, I'm not Maury, but if I were to do a lie detector test, would you pass it right now?
Yes.
Nick, you told me you used the restroom earlier, but I think you might be lying on that too, because I think you're full of shit.
I plead the 5th.
You don't have 5th Amendment in Canada, and don't start this shit with me.
Yeah, that's right. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Canada, baby! Oh, Canada! Okay, so
that's RuneScape.
We talked about farming.
I
have a small dilemma, Nick. Maybe you can talk me through it.
Sure.
So, yeah, you've rolled your fucking eyes. Don't worry, I'll keep it under 5 minutes. Rune crafting. There's 2 things I can do right now, okay? There's one called RuneSpan. It's super slow. It's safe. I can AFK. I can play it on my phone. Problem is, though, it's going to take me weeks to get to 99 with this method.
Right.
Or the other method allows me to pretty much do it in the course of like maybe 10, 15 hours at the most. The downside to that though is I wear a item and I also got to travel through the wilderness, which if you remember, that is the place where people can kill you and take all your shit.
PvP zone. That's my shit, dude.
And that is the area that I am like scared shitless out of, because even if I'm running through the wilderness naked, I'm still terrified if somebody shoots at me, and it scares the shit out of me. And I know I can't do that on mobile. So do I just take the safe and god awful route, or do I just get like fucking hammered on alcohol and just say let's do this shit and charge in to the fucking abyss?
I mean, I think I would at least try it once, honestly. Just to see how it goes. Like, don't take any of the valuables. Take whatever you need. It's not like you don't have the money to replace whatever you need to level it up.
Look, I might have done a treasure trail that for some reason gave me 43 million yesterday. So, I mean, I might be able to afford some rune armor or something, but...
Just buy a spare set of armor. Just run through, get your shit done, get out. Easy. Ocean's 15, dude.
Nick, as a hardcore conservative, I feel like the wilderness is just like marijuana, not even once, okay? It feels dangerous because once you do it, you're addicted.
Right, I believe it's, there was a TV show called Mad, was it? That was,
Mad TV?
Mothers Against Drugs or something.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like Mad Magazine, which,
claimed that marijuana is the gateway drug to like just ending your life. So if that's how you feel, then I guess you should spend the next 2 or 3 months working on farming and doing it the god awful way.
I'm listening.
just take a little hit, Tyler. It's not gonna. It's not gonna.
Am I about the Elon Musk this shit?
It's not
Before
gonna.
you know it. Before you know it, I'm gonna have RuneScape avatars on my Twitter account and whatnot.
Before you know it, you're going to be sending cat girls to Mars. God bless Elon Musk.
Holy shit, God bless Elon Musk. Oh, shit. I think I accidentally just hit the podcast title if I remember that. Please let me forget that. Please let me forget that. Well, shit. So, yeah, I played RuneScape 3. I got 2 skills left before I can get the max skill cape and then finally fucking retire. Due to the time-gatedness of farming, which is what I'm currently focusing on, I don't think there's a really good chance I can get it next week unless I do some weird side grinding and whatnot.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm hoping I'm done with this shit soon so I can, kick the bucket list off of my
move
childhood.
On to new games, yeah.
Yeah, so something decent.
So I wanted to ask, how do you feel about WoW Classic now that we have a release date?
It stinks nicks because when I started World of Warcraft, it was somewhere around 2008, 2009 when the second expansion came out, Wrath of the Lich King. Okay. And so I never had any actual experience with playing the classic World of Warcraft back in 2004.
Right.
And so I've done the raids before, but it's level 60 raids, 40-man or 20-man, where I'd be running in at level 80, level 90, level 100, just soloing it and destroying everything.
Right.
Just to try to get cool gear to look, like, hey, remember the old days I was never in?
Yeah.
So
you don't care for it.
I would be interested in giving a shot, but if they don't introduce the quality of life stuff, which I haven't had any confirmation of, there's so much quality of life stuff that made it easier. Or at least, just not rip my hair. I don't want to grind for 10 hours so I can get a mount or something like that. It just doesn't seem like my kind of thing. But if they can put me on a slightly fast track to, enjoying myself, and it doesn't take a month just to get the level 60, I'm listening. What about you, Nick? Well, what are you thinking about it?
I don't know. I'll watch people play and then I'll decide accordingly. Unfortunately, though, I think it's coming out at a rather awkward time because I'm holding out hope for whatever fucking reason, because I never learn. There'll be a new Destiny expansion in September. So yeah.
Wait, there's a new expansion for Destiny in September?
Probably is gonna be. Most likely is gonna be, yeah. We'll find out later in the
play
summer.
For another 6 weeks.
Yeah, no, I'm fuck that.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
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 So Nick, to celebrate our 1-year anniversary, it looks like you set us up with a pretty sweet looking modular segment. So
thank you.
Yeah. What is the most memorable episode we have recorded / reflected on the journey so far? And you note that this is cheesy, but it's okay. I like cheese. I'm lactose intolerant, but I like cheese, Nick. So
I know you're lactose intolerant very well.
What the hell did I have over on the trip that was so lactatey? That's fucking right. Who cares about the milk tea, okay? Let's forget about the poutine.
Fucking milk tea. I forgot about the bubble tea.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I took milk tea and just put it on an IV dripper at that point during most of my time in Canada. Just slowly work it in.
The one episode that comes to mind, I can't remember it clear as day, but it was the one with the Nylon Mountains when we were just talking shit about Bethesda.
Oh my gosh, just tearing into them. Holy oh man, making it sound like they're fucking geniuses importing straight from the Nylon Mountains in a mythical part of China or something like that.
Yeah, that was a good episode. I don't know, like so far I've had fun. Like this is my first time doing something like this. You and Cam, when we started, had some prior experience with podcasts. I didn't, and so learning how to express my opinions in a way that would make for interesting listening was a new thing. Was interesting to learn how to do that. But also like not making it seem very like black and white kind of like delivery, like learning how to still keep it fun. And so like when we introduced the segment structure that we have right now, it made it a lot easier to fall into that format where we just bullshit for like 45 minutes, an hour. Then we're like,
what are you talking about? Jeez.
And then, by the way, we got to talk about video games. So what happened, you know?
Oh yeah. This is a video game podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that line's said almost every episode. This is a video game podcast. We have to remind ourselves.
Which is how much we go off topic. We have to constantly remind ourselves. One of my other favorite episodes was the Soldier Boy console.
Holy fucking shit, the Soldier Boy console. Fucking 2018 console of the year. By default.
That was an amazing episode. We covered the unbelievably epic marketing strategy and marketing tool that Soldier Boy was trying to employ in taking forward his new his name, bringing it back and going in a new direction, and it just failed miserably. And I think he had the handheld and also like a home console, and I don't know how the fuck he got away with that. No, he didn't get away with it.
No, he didn't at all.
I don't know how he got away with it right at the start.
It was funny because he was also saying "fuck you, Nintendo, yanking shit out of me," and then a week later he dropped it like viciously. It was cartoonish how quickly it went downhill. Let's see. For me, myself, I think my favorite, and it was a series technically, but I've really enjoyed doing the Nik Switch initiative to work towards you getting the Nintendo Switch. Another time I think I liked was the episode after Cam and I discovered that Destiny 2 was going to be free for us to play on the PlayStation 4, because neither of us was willing to drop the money for a game that you talked about so passionately that it was disturbing. But then one episode later, we're like, yep, we're all fucking Destiny 2 right now. And we just fucking started chugging out.
I remember I'm looking at the show notes. I come back after the week it was free, and all I see is Destiny 2, and I'm like, has my time come?
I Cam's exact words were like, well, I guess we're liking Destiny 2 now. It's just fucking out of the blue. Like, no, you're right. We just that's exactly what we did. We started playing the shit out of Destiny 2. I did enjoy the period where I was playing Pixel Spark, and to the point in the very beginning, I was able to get the admins to do an interview. That was pretty exciting, even if it wasn't that crazy.
Yeah, it was interesting learning about some of the yeah, and we have this on air, so I can say it, but a lot of the drama that happens even on something like Pokemon mod for Minecraft.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting. You never leave high school, no matter where you go. High school, it's just a different form of high school.
Let's see. I'm just looking down the list now after just remembering things. The fact that we did casual interviews of each other, I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh shit, I forgot about those.
I do like the name title of episode 21, the Kingdom Fetish and the Evil Sock Sorcerer. I feel like there was. Did we actually have an evil sock sorcerer and something with? I think it was like instead of Kingdom Hearts, we said Kingdom Hearts or something like that, and just fucking rolled
Was
with
this
it.
still when we were PG-13?
Uh,
I think it was. I think it was only season 2 officially, where
I think we dropped it after episode 20, I believe, and that was episode 21. So we went off with a bit of a bang. Jesus.
Yeah. So for anybody who might be new or anybody who doesn't remember, this is currently season 3 of Casual Master Quest, as we've decided to organize it as. So each season's been about 20 episodes. And we are about halfway through season 3. And season 1, it was Tyler, Cam, and myself. And the heavy focus for that season was the Nik Switch initiative. Then season 2 was just myself and Tyler, as Cam had to depart us for his own reasons. And it was it took us a while to fall into a groove, but I think we hit our stride like halfway through that season, and we were rocking that shit. And then we've just carried that momentum forward to this season too.
Also, Nick, just a little side note here. I saw that you posted that the God bless Elon Musk in Discord. I took the courtesy of deleting that for you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Man, we gotta let that one die, please. I don't want that to be the title.
I'm more than happy to allow that to be the title, because Elon Musk is a meme king, and I pledge my allegiance to him.
I'm sorry, he's no king anymore. He's fucking emperor at this point. Like,
that's true.
He's spreading across multiple boards. Ah, shit. I've seen that fucking rocket take off and come back to the ground. I know he's technically he doesn't have any direct control over SpaceX, but goddamn, that just screams Elon Musk to me.
Yeah, no. I forgot we watched that. I was just so excited by it because I'm like, nobody's ever done. I used to want to be an astronomer. Like,
really?
I really wanted to go into, like, I still am fascinated by space, and I wanted to go into like astrophysics and stuff, but that obviously didn't pan out. But yeah, no, coming back to, cause I just thought of another thing.
Here we go.
When we did our David Cage, skit, like, okay, talking about the skits,
very
like,
first skit we fucking did.
that was pretty good, actually. I think, I had some fun doing the David Cage skit and changed my voice a little bit, tried something new. I was just kind of like put on this, I woke up ready to roll, and then Tyler's like, all right, Nick, you're gonna be doing this, and I'm like, all right, cool, what am I doing? You're David Cage. I'm like, all right, cool, is David Cage real? You're like, yeah, he's the one who did whatever. I'm like, okay, sure, this is what I think David Cage sounds like just based off his name, and then we just rolled with it.
Man, fucking Detroit, was it Beyond Human?
Become Human. Yeah.
Oh man, such a game.
Interestingly enough, Detroit Become Human comes up a lot in a lot of my classes right now, because of I guess the popularity. Not that it's the first game of its kind to do that, but right. Like looking at like graphics and the kind of way they did storytelling, it comes up in quite a few of my classes.
That's surprising, actually, but I'm also glad. I'm sure Mr. Cage would be very glad.
Oh, I'm sure you would be very glad. It's not like what was the thing? There's no direct allegories towards anything happening in real life. It's just a video game.
No allegories, no sir. We promised. So. Looking at the topic of the show, Nick, could I entrust you to take off with this one?
To some extent. So Riot Games has been in some hot water recently.
Yes, they have. It looks like Riot Games, the publisher of League of Legends, for those who are curious.
Riot Games has been hit with some allegations and lawsuit over sexism, like a rampant culture of sexism in the workplace for like the longest period of time. People are finally coming forward. People are finally starting to report in and call Riot Games out on that bullshit. And there was a walkout earlier this month in protest of some of their policies. One of their policies being arbitration, and this they have an arbitration clause in one of their policy as part of their contract, a standard Riot contract. And this is a new term for me, and so I'm just going to go over it in case it might be new for anybody else too. And I'm reading this off .esports.com. Arbitration is a common requirement of employment contracts. It frees companies from potentially lengthy and costly litigation involving former employees. In this statement, Riot indicated that its arbitration clauses provided both parties involved in a conflict with the opportunity to choose the arbitrator. Either side can reject an arbitrator, and the proceedings don't continue until they agree. Litigations are also entitled to legal representation, discovery, and the ability to communicate details of the case. The full cost of arbitration is borne by Riot in these instances.
Wow. Holy fucking shit.
And so now from an article coming out of Kotaku, there was hundreds of employees held a walkout in hopes of having Riot Games change their stance on the arbitration in hopes of changing the culture in the workplace, because it's been reported quite widely by plenty of news companies, news outlets, media outlets, news sources of the rampant sexism and the kind of culture that they go through. And Riot basically told too long didn't read. Riot told everybody go fuck themselves. They have not done anything. They legitimately are not going to walk back on their stance on arbitration, nor are they going to do really anything about. They're not going to change their policy. And so, reading all of these articles, my thought was, should we as players start standing up for the people who make our games?
Holy shit, you just throwing me on the spot here. It just feels like I stepped on a fucking button and I discovered 20 tons of TNT all around me. It's like, holy shit, what did I just walk into?
Okay, no, before we get to that question, thoughts so far on the Riot Games stuff?
I mean, it's been a shit show ever since Mr. Schreier started bringing a lot of it to light, thanks to his reporting and a lot of anonymous information coming in from the company. And I mean, there was a lot of shit that happened as a result of that, but it looks like the hot mess continues to happen. Goddamn. On the plus side, it notes here on the article, thank you, Kotaku, that it looks like Google did something similar, or the employees of Google, where 20,000 employees just walked out and they ended forced arbitration as a result. And it looks like Facebook, eBay, and Airbnb followed suit. And so I guess they're hoping over at Riot that if they did the same thing, it would, be a kicker to maybe get rid of this kind of shit, because it looks like it's not really in the benefit of the employees, but for the corporation, which sucks. Yeah,
and when you when you think about it that way, as you just said, Google, Facebook, these are companies that have made this change. But I think the difference here is that these companies are more in the public eye, and so and we've seen this now with video game companies. We've seen it with the people who made Anthem, BioWare. We've seen it with Telltale Games, because the video game scene right now is in the public eye, but not enough to the point where people are paying attention to the developers or the publishers. And so a lot of people are able to get away with some of these because there's no public pressure.
Goddamn.
Because any press is good press, I think, is one of those standard PR sayings. But for a big tech company like Google or Facebook, you don't necessarily want bad press all the time. And so when you think about the people making the things for you and how that's going to reflect back on you on social media and the culture in general, you definitely want to try and do something positive and make sure that everybody's happy. But because Riot Games is not really heavy, don't have really heavyweight presence on social media, I think they're able to get away with really not doing anything, which is why I posed the question as such, which we can get to in a little bit. Should we as gamers start helping out the people who make our games? I
don't know if I can support playing League of Legends now with how this has been turning out.
Yeah?
It's just fucked, man. I mean, there's been a lot of companies where, I'd say I'd blacklist, but I never played their games in the first place. So, it was an easy thing to do. But, I occasionally play League of Legends, and just hearing Riot just cause all this shit. And it just seems like they seriously don't give a fuck. I mean, hell, when it came to the whole issue with the sexism on that with it was either the CEO. No, I think it was just the president. He got put on a paid vacation, if I remember correctly. That happened last year.
Right.
And, that's how they're going to handle it?
Okay, would it make you feel better if I told you that coming out of the Esports Observer, just 21 hours ago, Riot has announced that they're making a separate governing body for League of Legends esports tournaments. So I'll have you know, Tyler, that despite all of this, we're still gonna get our esports tournaments for League of Legends. Does that make you feel better?
I'm staring at a question that's actually over your face in a separate window, and it says, do you want to uninstall League of Legends and all of its modules? I just clicked yes. I just fucking uninstalled League of Legends. Fuck that.
I was thinking this earlier too, earlier this week, considering also all the controversy and the drama surrounding certain YouTubers and like celebrities and like on social media, with all the sexual harassment, the sexual assault claims, and like how hard is it to not be a piece of shit?
It's pretty hard, apparently.
Apparently, it's really fucking hard.
Fucking difficult, man. Just tell me about vape juice prices and I get so fucking salty and asshole-ish real quick.
Like, I don't know. I think, and we've been covering this. We're not a video game news podcast, but I think we try to at least talk about some of the bigger topics. And we've covered the shit that some of the workers go through, and the fact that we believe to some extent in unions, or at least some form of protection for these workers, because they're making products that we love, that we put so much of time into. So why shouldn't they be treated right? And then to have one of the biggest developers in charge, have a developer in charge of one of the biggest games in the world do shit like this, you know?
This is the first time I've ever had to do this to a video game in my head. Like boycotting. I no offense, League of Legends has gotten plenty of money out of me, and if I were to ever pick it back up seriously, they'd probably get fucking more money out of me. And it's kind of disgusting, knowing that I supported that shit. I perpetuated the system. And this is the first time I actually fucking said I'm sick of playing this game if it means supporting these people that are making these bad decisions and hurting these employees.
Yeah, like,
I have no idea if I did the right thing there. I mean, I got more space in my solid state drive, but...
Yeah, I mean, we've seen, like, we have all these things, like, there's, I'm I'm at a loss for words, Tyler. Like, I don't know how hard.
Fucking tell me Bungie did something too, because quite honestly, I got 90 gigs I could just pull right out right now.
I mean, Bungie's just nerfing all their guns.
Oh, hell no. Give me 1 second.
But like, I think we as gamers need to like start seeing more, at least start supporting the people who actually make the game more, because without them we wouldn't have what we do, either as a pastime or either as a career or as a way to bond with a loved one or friends. Like, these people have lives too, and if they're being harassed, if they're being forced to work without any what do you call overtime pay, without any kind of like compensation, it's not fair. It's not fair to anybody.
Not fucking fair at all. This is over the top. The problem is, though, I have a rough mentality where I try to rationalize the initial wave of this kind of thinking off with, oh, they're just being special snowflakes and stuff like that. But it sounds like this is quite a bit more serious to the point that I can peel that mindset off. And this is kind of scary, Nick, but I think we needed something like this, and it's unfortunate for the employees that we finally get something like this. That way we can address it and hopefully apply it as some kind of universal rule to future developers. It's not how it's going to work, since I'm pretty sure Riot Games is based in the UK right now. But I wonder, is Riot UK based, or are they still over in the States?
West Los Angeles.
Well, oh fuck. Okay, America. Let's fuck this place up then. California, state law.
No, but I do agree, and it's going to be harder and harder because, we need to have some sort of standard procedure when it comes to making contracts for employees, between like a developer or publisher relationship, how to protect employees from quote-unquote crunch time. But then we also need to figure out a way where everybody gets to go home happy, right? Like, it shouldn't, like, these are video game companies. These are not law firms. Like, you're supposed to go there and enjoy what you're doing. Like,
okay,
I mean,
that sounds like a dream position there, Nick, because even if you have a passion for something, doesn't mean it's always going to be fun.
Oh, I'm not talking about always, but I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, at least I'm alluding to the culture of like a video game company. It's not like suit and tie always and very professional and kind of like black and white. But I still do think that there has to be some sort of industry standard for how people hire people and, the contracts and stuff.
Fair enough. Well, shit, Nick. Is there any final thoughts you want to drop on this bad boy?
CD Projekt Red.
Okay, the developers for the Witcher series. What about them?
One of my favorite, developers, by far. Their new game Cyberpunk 2077 is probably due out next year.
Okay.
They have made a very public pledge about being more humane and not being like other companies during crunch time, when crunch time does inevitably show up or arrive for when they have to ship out their new game. And I just want to say I love them even more now. Not because that they're doing something that people should have already done before, but like should have been doing from the start. Forward.
Yeah.
They're doing it on a it's one of those things where I don't want to like give out medals to people doing things that they should have already been doing. But I think it's important, especially now with how the industry's been for a while, that we acknowledge the people who are doing it right, and they can be looked at as industry standards, as examples.
Good for you, Project Red. I am going to pour one out for you, good sir. And ma'am, because I believe in equality. This is also a gender-neutral drink, but whatever.
Oh yeah, what flavor is it?
It's gender fluid. Pardon me.
Straight out of the pan. All right.
Bottle, sir, miss.
Okay.
Whatever.
Are you assuming?
You know what's freaking me out right now, Nick?
Yeah.
I'm looking at the list of games that are coming out this month, and I'm trying to figure out what game I was supposed to be excited for, or maybe I missed it. And I just didn't realize it. I have no idea. It's bugging me, man. I was talking about Super Mario Maker 2, but that's not for another 2 months. I was like, there was a game I told myself I wanted to get recently, and it either flew on by and I completely missed it, or I'm looking at this list and I don't see what's coming out. Nick in the chat was suggesting Rage 2 earlier, but I have no interest in Rage, so I have no idea. I think it might have been Steven Universe Saved the Light and OKKO bundle from when we were talking about it last week.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe that was a good game that I'd like to give a shot, which came out yesterday. Okay, solves that mystery. Good deal. Anyways, oh yeah, that's right. We actually have games that are coming out this week, huh?
Yeah, we do, and it's an okay list.
It's an okay list. Nick, why are you saying it's only an okay list?
I probably know like 2 of these, and
Really?
I'd probably only recommend one of them.
Oh man. Let's see. I see 6 total. Which one are you recommending?
The third.
The third. Wow, that's actually surprising because I have no idea what that one is.
Cool. I'm recommending only because it comes out of a Vancouver-based developer.
Oh, great! So
Yeah.
you're like your local made sake. Okay, cool.
But they've also been doing good work. They've done work for GuardianCon. They partnered with the people who run GuardianCon. So, you know.
Mhm. Okay, that's fair. Cool. So, first game that's coming out is Assassin's Creed 3. It's fucking 2010 or whatever the fuck that game came out. It's coming out on the 21st, which I believe is Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday
Yes.
of this week for the Nintendo Switch. So get excited on Assassin's Creed for the Switch. Something to look forward to.
2012, by the way.
What did I say?
2010.
Anyways, God damn it! I just got fucking fact checking my own god. Happy first year anniversary, everybody. Atelier Luluya, the scion of Arlen. God damn, what is up with these goddamn Japanese RPG names? This is ridiculous. Also, it's coming out on a Tuesday, PS4, Switch, and PC. So if you like the Atelier series, congratulations. They got another of the 20th one coming out. Congratulations. Next on the list is the one that Nick seems to be excited for. Dauntless coming out also on Tuesday for PS4 and Xbox One. Nick, what is Dauntless?
It's your free-to-play version of Monster Hunter.
A free-to-play version, huh?
Yeah. You squad up with 4 people. It's not as expansive when it comes to world size or immersive, but it seems to have a pretty good progression system and a pretty decent in-depth armor like building system, like where you have to get because it's like Monster Hunter World. You go out, you find monsters, kill them, and then you get parts, and then you keep grinding until you can build your weapons and your armor.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe this is it's still not the one. I feel like there was another game. Like I'm looking for that last game. It's a pretty game in that mirror. What game? Where? No? Okay. Coming out also on Tuesday. Actually, all these fucking games are coming out Tuesday except for the last one. Resident Evil Origins Collection is coming out for the Nintendo Switch. Cool. Fantastic.
Yay.
You know what, Nick? You should play a Resident Evil game.
You know what? I think I will not.
I got excited that you're going to say that you're going to play Resident Evil 7. Damn. What if I was with you every step of the way? Well, even though I won't be.
No.
It's like, I gotta go to the bathroom, you just pause the game. I'll wait.
I'd have to be wine and dine at 69 for me to even consider playing a Resident Evil game.
Okay. I
Not by you, ideally.
With now with who? With who?
Not by you, ideally.
Oh. And any takers in the chat? 69 is the loneliest number. Nick in the chat saying 7's the worst one. That's kind of heartbreaking.
Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
That's coming out later this month.
Yes, it is. I believe it's coming out.
For?
It's coming out next month, I believe. The 21st.
Sorry, yeah, next month. Yeah.
So I mean, that's obviously something I was excited for, but I was thinking like something this week. But I still think it was probably fucking Steven Universe. Unless it was Team Sonic Racing. I mean, playing as Dr. Robotnik. I'm sorry, Eggman. No, you know what? Fuck it. Nick, what's your thoughts about this? Dr. Robotnik versus Eggman.
I'll be honest. I thought they were the same.
I mean, technically they are the same.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool.
Forgive me. I'm a little lackluster in my history. It's been a minute. But I believe when Sonic first came out when it first came out, when it got translated over the English, the main villain was known as Dr. Ivan Robotnik.
Okay.
But I think later on in translations after that, they just changed it to Eggman. But people who played the original, Generation 1 Sonic remember it as Robotnik. And so they just kind of kept it as that, even, in their heads to the end of time. And so in my head, it's fucking Dr. Robotnik. And so people
I always
say
thought it was
Eggman.
Dr. Robotnik. So, and I've never played a Sonic game, so I don't know if that says something.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you. And to be fair, Mr. Jim Carrey, I'm pretty sure, is Robotnik. I don't think his name is Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, and I'm very I probably will not see that movie until it comes out to like direct to DVD or whatever.
Not even Blu-ray?
No, it doesn't deserve Blu-ray.
Nick, now you're holding it back. It's like holding Sonic's arms behind his back and saying, "All right, run, go on." You're a good movie.
I mean, that would be fine if that was indeed Sonic, which is not. It's like
Sonic
a little.
in our hearts.
It's Sonic in your hearts. I was very excited though when I saw that final scene with Jim Carrey putting on the goggles and with the mustache. I'm like, all right, that's actually pretty fucking good. Like that was solid. So
yeah, fucking Jim Carrey's gonna have to get spinal surgery after all that carrying. Do you think he's gonna get workman's comp for that?
I hope so. I seriously.
I hope so too. Look, I think the Sonic movie is going to be kind of like Sea of Thieves. It's going to be like best drunk movie of the year. I think if you go into the movie theater and you got at least a picture or two and you're going to have a good time. It's going to be like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, he's going fast. This is funny. And then Jim Carrey is going to come in and, says, this pen is I hate that hedgehog, and then everybody's gonna laugh and they're like, oh my back, it hurts by the end of the movie.
Liar. One of my favorite movies from my childhood.
It's a great movie. What's your favorite Jim Carrey movie? Since we got a minute here.
Honestly, I enjoyed Yes Man. It wasn't like the best movie, but I truly did enjoy Yes Man. I wouldn't call like Liar would be my favorite, but like Yes Man was like just a solid movie. Jim Carrey is a big part of my childhood. Ace Ventura,
Yep.
And whatever else he did, because I can't remember. I'm drawing blanks on all the movies that he did now.
I think I don't remember if it was Cable Man or Cable Guy, but I like his performance in there because it has also my favorite actor, the one that I always forget the name to. Remember? The
Godzilla guy.
The Godzilla guy. Broderick, yeah. Yep. I do like Ace Ventura series. That was a pretty good one. Let us not forget The Mask. The Mask was a pretty
Mask.
good.
I forgot about The Mask.
Yeah, the fucking Mask, dude.
Dude, I love The Mask. It was good movies.
You know what? we're going to take a small moment here and we're going to look at Jim Carrey IMDb. Let us appreciate the 1-year anniversary by looking up Jim Carrey.
He is also Canadian, by the way. I will have you know.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's a Canadian-American actor.
Well, fucking pardon me. Okay, so let's go down the list here. Wow, this is way before my time. I don't know any of it. Okay, so the first notable movie for me, and there's probably some good ones before that, was obviously it's going to be Ace Ventura. That came out in 1994, but he started hitting it like crazy. He did fucking 1, 2, 3, 4 movies in 1994. You ready for this?
Yep.
Ace Ventura,
Yeah.
The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and then I guess there was a video short that he did for The Mask, which was Jim Carrey, Cuban Pete. And then, holy shit, I totally forgot about this. He was the Riddler in Batman Forever.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
Really?
Yeah, no, I never cared for Batman. I always thought.
I know,
yeah.
but the movies for Batman during there was just so fucking corny. That was great.
I'll also have you know that was the year I was born.
I was 3, okay? Or 4.
Yeah, okay, so it makes sense.
Arnold
for you to watch
Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
I've seen clips and I've seen little bits and pieces of it, but I've not seen the full movie.
Okay. And then he does more Ace Ventura movies. He has The Cable Guy, Liar Liar, which we obviously know. Me, Myself, and Irene. Okay. And his performance is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Oh boy, it's the fucking Grinch. Here's another good one. Bruce Almighty. Wow.
I forgot about Bruce Almighty.
I know, right?
Bruce Almighty was a solid movie.
Nick in the chat is saying his favorite movie was Fun with Dick and Jane, which is another good one.
The Truman Show.
Yeah, true. Men's Show. I don't think I got to see his performance in A Christmas Carol. That's kind of upsetting. Damn. Huh. Oh, Mr. Popper's Penguins too. That was another fun one. Have you seen that one, Nick?
No.
I see. Sorry to hear that. You know, I like he really set the world on fire, like starting in 1994 there, but he was not in as many movies as I would have thought. It just threw me off.
You'd think it's a long list, but it's really not that long. I think just because each and every one of them is very much
like cult classic, if not like Omega hit at that point. But And as I look at Matthew Broderick, I have to scroll like a son of a bitch all the way down. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, he started in 1981, but I'd like to think that he took off on Ferris Bueller's Day Off for Matthew Broderick. Oh man. Oh, that's right. He was Simba in The Lion King. Oh my gosh, he was so good. So good. And then he was he was the fucking Doctor in Godzilla in the 1998 movie that no one ever wants to talk about. Sad face.
One of my favorite Godzilla movies. What do you mean? I watched that thing, like, I'm pretty sure I wore out the VHS things on the tape.
I thought it was good too. Okay, everybody said that the 1998 got okay. The 1998 movie of the year. And yes, Nick in the chat, I know. I said in the very beginning, Cable Guy is great. Jesus Christ, get off my case. And he's also supporting Living Color, but I never saw that movie. So,
all right. So, Team Sonic Racing comes out May 21st, which is the Tuesday on.
Oh yeah, this is a video game podcast, isn't it?
Which, yeah. So that's what led to this long Jim Carrey tangent.
Did we just go on a ADD 20-minute tangent?
Possibly.
Okay, let's do it again.
We've got one more game on this list coming out on the 23rd of May, my birthday, on PC. Total War: Three Kingdoms.
Yeah, you want to tell me about that one, Nick?
I have no fucking idea about that one. It sounds like it might be a war-based game. Set during a time where there are 3 different kingdoms.
Really? Sounds like Fire Emblem 3 House so far, but okay, I'll humor you.
It's an RTS. It's a turn-based RTS.
Yeah, it's kind of like Age of Empires.
But not as good, I would imagine.
I really like Age of Empires.
No, RTS has peaked with Age of Empires 2.
Wait, what?
RTS games peaked with Age of Empires 2.
The first one?
Age of Empires 2.
Oh, okay. I thought you... Okay, you're right. English is weird. English is
very weird. I now understand what you were thinking I might have said.
I feel like you can put a flag and increase that peak by saying Age of Empires 2, the Conqueror's Expansion.
Sure. Have you ever played Age of Mythology?
I have not. Tell me about it. What's going on here?
It's-
I'm assuming there's gods and demigods in it. Well,
Pretty much, yeah. And then you get to summon like mythical creatures and stuff. So if you play like as Egyptian gods, you can summon like jackal warriors and like alligators. If you play as Norse gods, you can summon like Norse mythical creatures to fight for you and shit. Like you can summon Pegasi, you can summon hippocampi. It's pretty cool.
Can you summon the Kraken?
Actually, I don't know. Maybe in one of the expansions. And then you can build towards a thing where you summon one of the Titans.
Oh boy. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
When did this game come out?
This game came out a while back, dude. I
I'm
have it
gonna
on
say,
my
this seems like a
Steam.
10-year-old game at least.
It very much is. Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Age of Mythology, initial release date October 30th, 2002.
Holy shit. Wow, that's a 17-year-old game. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to a lot of things. Speaking of birthday, Nick, we got
Yes.
2 games that we get to wish happy birthday to.
Yeah, I couldn't find much, so this is all you, Tyler.
Yeah, you couldn't find much, aka you left it fucking blank, and then I saw it, like, oh
actually
shit.
didn't find anything. Like, nothing on that list stood out for me.
Okay, if you say so, Nick. So, happy birthday. This came out 5 years ago for PlayStation 3, Drakengard 3, which, Nick, if you remember Drakengard, that is technically the predecessor to Nier.
Yep.
So, happy birthday to them. Also, Nier Automata is a shitty game. Wolfenstein, The New Order came out for PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. If I didn't say this for Drakengard, both of these games came out on this day in 2014. So, happy birthday to both those games. Wolfenstein, The New Order, and Drakengard 3. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday indeed.
Happy birthday to you, Nick.
Thank you.
You, how old are you now? You turned 23, 24?
24.
24. Holy shit, you are Jeff Gordon. Congratulations. Oh,
Fuck
my
is
wife
Jeff
just
Gordon?
my wife just turned at me with a horrific look on her face. I have no idea why. You're older than Nick, yes. I know, Ray, I'm working with a child over here. Jesus Christ. It's
Why
a
is
child, a man-child and a literal child.
that? Yeah, I just have the facial hair to allow me to skip past the ID check at bars.
Yes. Shit.
Since I was a wee lad.
You poor laddie boy. Look, I got called old man during this section of the podcast, okay? Not by you, somebody. I'm not going to name names.
Nick?
Nickelodeon is a great cartoon cable show, yes.
I still remember feeling bad that we never had Nickelodeon growing up. All my friends did.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. No, I did get it, didn't I?
Well, look at you over here sitting in this fucking castle.
Okay, I didn't get to enjoy Nickelodeon okay, my childhood up until like 3rd grade was my grandma would, she had cable. I did not. So she'd take a VCR tape and record like 8 hours of Nickelodeon for us to watch. And so it would just be this 8-hour broad of
sweet.
She's the fucking best. And she would, she'd give my mom like a movie that she recorded off of AMC or some shit like that. And then she'd give us a tape where it was like 8 hours of fucking Rugrats or some shit.
Nice.
And it was the best. Until I hit 3rd grade where I lived with my dad for a year and he got cable. And that was nice because Nickelodeon during my 3rd grade, that's when they premiered SpongeBob SquarePants. So, man, made out pretty damn good.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of why I've never really watched SpongeBob SquarePants. Never had the channels for it.
I'm sorry to hear that, buddy.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I only got cable for a year before I went into darkness until I was like 16. And by then,
And you found WoW.
I was 18 when I found WoW. Okay.
Okay, so there's still 2 years unaccounted for.
Yes. Yep. 2 years that was covered by watching weird shit that threw me off, like Code Lyoko, Cartoon Network. I didn't really go back to Nickelodeon as much anymore. And then a lot of 2.5 Men for some reason, thanks to my grandma. Watched a lot of 2.5 Men and Jeopardy.
Solid show before Charlie Sheen left, in my opinion.
Charlie Sheen did not leave it. The show left him. They fucking abandoned him. Tiger's blood.
I apologize. That's fair. I agree with that statement.
I mean, to be fair, if you're gonna do drugs, like a shit ton of them, and then do a video talking about how great you are and fuck the creator of the show, that's bound to happen. Chuck Lorre will fuck you over. So, Nick, do you understand the history of Chuck Lorre?
No.
Chuck Lorre, if I understand this, and I know you like to fact check me, even if you know nothing of the subject, Chuck Lorre first made his money by creating the theme song to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
And he took that money, amongst other things, and he started creating small-time TV shows. You might know, like Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. And as it turns out, he made a shit ton of money making these TV shows. And he eventually started making shows like 2.5 Men. And so the motherfucker got talked down by Charlie Sheen, one of the biggest actors in history. He fucking smack talked the guy that made the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle theme song. And
yeah, he's known as the king of sitcoms, because he's credited for 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, Mike and Molly, Young Sheldon. That's a lot of shows, and there's many more here, a lot of which I don't recognize. But yeah,
well, like what?
Roseanne, which is an older one.
He was in charge of Roseanne too.
Writer, co-executive producer, and supervising producer.
Nice. Roseanne was a good show. John Goodman.
Franny's Turn, Grace Under Fire, Sybil, Dharma and Greg. Mom.
Did he do the fucking dinosaurs? Does it say anything about dinosaur?
No.
Oh man, I wonder who did the dinosaur TV show. Let's see. Program created. Oh, Jim Henson? Really? The fucking people that did the Muppets? Okay, fair. Okay, fine. That's fine. That's weird, but fine. I don't know how they went from the fucking making the animal to making those horrific creatures that made up dinosaurs, the movie. Jesus Christ, that's actually scary. Anyways, Nick, you're giving me the look to suggest we should wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think we've gone on a little bit of a
tangent again. Yes,
tiny bit.
Look,
yeah,
I like buffering and talking about TV shows. It's fun.
I don't dislike it.
Okay, Nick, where can we find you, sir? Let me guess. You are burnt out.
On what?
I don't know. Caffeine?
No, I don't.
Are you announcing your retirement? Fight me. I demand tribal combat.
Not doing anything.
1v1 me on Splatoon.
I'm about to drive 2.5 hours. I wouldn't. To Seattle.
Oh, you poor thing.
Yeah.
I wish I'd never had to drive long distance.
I'm not a professional driver, Tyler.
I'm not either. That only applies to trucks, right, Nick?
That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and on Twitch at LRWarrior11. Yeah.
And you can find me on Twitter at 2x Tyler. Nick, I have an idea.
Yeah.
So you know how I've recently fallen in love along with your love with the Grand Theft Auto 5 roleplay?
Sure.
If I could join, I realized I had a character built up in my head. Are you ready for this?
Okay, hit me with it.
He would be Doug the Bounty Hunter.
Okay.
And he would pretend he was working with the cops, even though the cops would probably hate him. And he would just totally break the law trying to catch criminals, and eventually he'd just get thrown in jail for ramming, robbery cars and stuff and just breaking the law. And I think Doug the Bounty Hunter would be beautiful. And I dream about him, Nick. I dream about him.
Brother, if you want to pick up GTA 5, we can get started on it pretty soon.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
As soon as I beat Runescape 3, please. Please don't do this to me. This is going to be the Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves is what killed RuneScape 3 for me last time. And that was in 2017. If you do this to me now, I'm never going to be able to get the fucking back skill cake. Nick, please help.
Okay, I'll wait.
Will you wait? Will you wait for me?
Yes.
One day I'll open my heart
to
to you. Okay, happy birthday, Nick. You can also check us out on Twitter at MasterQuestPod, or you can check us out on Instagrams and Facebook, where you can just search for Casual Master Quest. You can also email us at casualmasterquest@gmail.com. Is there any other places they can find us at?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, email. No, I think that's all good. I did want to say one thing.
Yes.
I will very likely do a birthday stream.
Okay. What are you going to stream?
I have no idea.
Okay, fuck you. Then what's the point of getting us hyped?
I'm just letting you know so that you know what day it is. So if you follow
is it on
my
your birthday?
Twitter, I'm going to do a birthday stream. So on my birthday, I'm going to stream. So
okay.
On the 23rd of May, which is
ASMR of you eating a cake and setting up this smoke alarm.
You pay me $150, we can make that happen.
What? What the fuck kind of cake is a $150 cake? You buying a wedding cake for yourself?
No, it's my birthday.
I'm fucking done. Is it going to say DuPont on the side because you looked up Jeff Gordon?
I'm just setting demands. If you can't meet the demands and the thing doesn't happen, it doesn't matter whether how irrational the demand is.
Does that have to be 150 Canadian?
Nobody's sending me any money. I'll eat cake and give you guys ASMR for free, no problem.
150 bits, and I'll just take it out of the company funds for the fucking cake. If you get anything bigger than a fucking half a sheet, though, A, I feel bad for you. You're gonna get the killer sugar shit, but B, that's a lot of cake, dude.
That's a lot of cake. It's my birthday. I deserve
sure. Yeah, hopefully it comes with like an insulin shot or something.
The best part about my birthday, and I've done this now. It's a tradition now. For the last 3 years, I go to Denny's. Because I get free food. I show them my ID, I get free food.
Okay. Don't you want good food though?
Bro, I don't know what the fuck kind of Denny's you have in Michigan, but the Denny's down the street from me is pretty decent, alright? So I'd appreciate it if you stop shitting on them.
Okay, important question. Why didn't we go there during our vacation then?
Because you were against it the entire fucking time and I wasn't about to push it on you.
But I wanted to go to an American restaurant on the last day. You didn't suggest Denny's for some reason.
Because I wanted to try Queenberry.
You wanted to try the legendary 10-ounce steak. Fucking max size 10 ounce. That still freaks me out. 10 ounces is the biggest steak I could see in all of Canada.
I mean, and I'm fairly new to like steaks and stuff, so I have no complaints or like no experience with anything, so I wasn't like, it doesn't bother me.
Nick, one day, if you ever come to visit Michigan, I'm going to put a fucking 28-ounce steak in front of you. You're going to go, what the fuck do I do with this?
Okay.
Do I separate it for like week rations here? Oh, how do I cut this thing out? Why is there a fucking bone in my steak? It's horrifying.
I think the most I've had is 12 ounce.
Oh my gosh. Was that in Washington State? Because I bet you bet your ass I wasn't in Canada, dude.
No, it was home grilled. So it was at a buddy's place.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You just steal it right off the cow? 'Cause I don't even think the farmers cut it that large. Move my leg!
No, we just bought it like
porterhouse
at Costco.
Oh, good deal. All right, that was Nick. This was Tyler. I keep procrastinating, but Nick is getting antsy, and we get to do a fun skit after this. Are we doing? Well, let's talk about it afterwards. All right. Any last thoughts? Any little pokes? Any little fun facts?
No, just I said this. I'm pretty sure I said this recently, but thank you very much for everybody listening. Really, like I've had so much fun doing this, meeting Tyler, getting to know all these people. It's 50 episodes. I can't believe it. I honestly can't.
Yeah, it's okay. Anyways, here's to another fucking year of Casual Master Quest. I'm sorry. I tried. I tried to play the cool guy and it didn't work. Thank you for listening to another episode of Casual Master Quest. We'll have more fun shit for you to listen to next week, but don't forget to never stop the grind. Until next time, guys. I love you. You know what? The intro to the podcast, titled Casual Master Quest, was paid for and produced by the wonderful talent Revelries Music. You can find more of their work at soundcloud.com/Revelries Music, or just click on the link in the show descriptions. The background music is the album Top 50 Best Classical Piano Music by Brilliant Classics. You can find out more about Creative Commons at www.creativecommons.org/license/by/4.0.